Tom, how are you, sir? You're Cash's bodyguard, dude. Good for you.
Oh man, he had 3 sitting right behind him there. That was not noticed by the media. The media didn't comment on it. I thought it was unusual to have 3 guys, at least 3 that I could see, not standing off to the side or in the back, but front and center, right behind him. So he must be under significant pressure and threat because of his because it's all about Trump in the end, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, well, listen, if they can blow off a piece of Trump's ear, right? Like you already heard, was it a man with a Molotov cocktail? I don't think we've even covered it on the show yet. There's been so much news.
Came in the other day, yeah.
Bro with a Molotov cocktail. There was that guy with the machetes that were coming in to kill Trump. Like, these people are getting caught at the Capitol building. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. There have been multiple left-wing terrorists with deadly weapons that have been nabbed at the Capitol that are coming in to try and kill Trump appointees or nominees. And so it's a dangerous time.
Oh, yeah. And Hakeem Jeffries, I'm sure you saw minutes ago, called for Democrats to take to the streets.
We have the clip, if you don't mind. How about we pop it up, if you don't mind, Tom? We have the clip. Hakeem Jeffries saying, "Yeah, it's time for us to take to the street and for us to." Oh, the producers are grabbing it right now. Okay, so, it's only 10 seconds. Let's do it. Okay, Hakeem Jeffries saying, "Yeah, this is the head. This is like arguably the most powerful Democrat in all of Washington D.C. right now, saying it's time for all Democrats to march in the streets to burn cities down." Once again, out of anger for Donald Trump. Here we go.
We are going to fight it legislatively. We are going to fight it in the courts. And we're going to fight it in the streets.
Dude, these people are like, they're like a fifth column. They're like it's like paramilitary. It's like they know the orders that are being given right now. Although I will say the Trump Justice Department doesn't seem to be effing around, Tom. So
no, and we're reminded violence is the core left-wing value. It's violence, anti-Semitism, hatred for America. And we're kind of seeing that all. And, I was there in the Patel hearings yesterday, and it's clear, first of all, the hearings are a waste. If there's anything we should learn from this confirmation process is the Senate confirmation hearings are a vehicle to abuse good Americans and conservatives and smear them, and essentially just use the power of the Senate to abuse people for having speech that is at odds with the DC establishment. And I think there's no reason to have these confirmation hearings the way they've been developed. Yeah. And Senator Thune, if he's looking at the long game, should be curtailing these confirmation hearings in terms of their length and and their reach. To ensure that good Americans don't apply for key positions or put themselves out there for key positions. And, thankfully we got these brave hearts like Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard and Pam Bondi and the rest who are very Trumpian in their approach. That's not the typical Republican way. And, what I saw yesterday and what was going on in Tulsi's hearings is that, the left is desperately afraid of anyone who's going to ask the right questions about their corruption. And people like Patel especially are threatening to them because he knows what they did. He knows what they did, and he knows what needs to be done to ensure it doesn't happen again. And I hope he takes those actions.
We live in obviously we started on a bit of a dark note. There have been multiple, what you have to assume, assassination attempts on not just the president, but also on his nominees and appointees. We live in dark times and serious times with serious topics. But all Democrats wanted to talk about yesterday was the January 6th choir. Bro, I heard 20 questions about the J6 choir yesterday and about some supplement that Kash was selling.
Yeah,
these are not serious people, man. I texted Kash. I go, the January 6th choir. I texted Kash as soon as the hearing's done. I was like, you are going to sell so many records for the J6 choir. Right. This hearing, Democrats just sold out all the records. It's going to go platinum now because Democrats couldn't stop flipping talking about it.
By my count, 5 Democrat senators asked questions about that issue.
Is it an issue? What?
It isn't an issue. I don't know. It seemed to me they were just passing time, asking questions about something they think might have a hook with the public. And I don't understand. And I'm being honest here because It's like, well, you have to consider, well, what does the left see in this? And if I were a leftist, I would see that this issue did not work in November. The public has rejected it outright. But evidently they think it's a big enough issue. And it raises questions as to what else they're going to do with it in terms of the lawfare and the abuse. And when you see Schiff screaming about it, if the House, for instance, goes to Democrats in a few years, I guarantee you Trump is going to get impeached 2 or 3 more times. That's how crazed his opposition is.
Yeah, you saw some very interesting lines of questioning from Marsha Blackburn yesterday. She's like, why is the federal government protecting the foremost pederasts in the entire world, Jeffrey Epstein? And there's a dude, Dick Durbin, on the committee who has refused to allow the Epstein list to be released and refused to do any oversight on this. And Kash is like, yeah, man, we're going to release it. And he got very upset and a little nervous, and it was a bit of a tell.
Yeah, Durbin out of the blue, spent 5 minutes explaining himself on Epstein. And I heard Senator Blackburn's questions, and it was very strange. It's like, What do we do? What does this have to do with the price of tea in China, or Cash's confirmation as FBI director?
Yeah, yeah.
Just so your listeners know, Cash's biggest reform, I think he highlighted, maybe more important than FISA reform or anything else, is that he wants to put the people who work in the FBI who are assigned here in D.C., a third of the 38,000 employees of the FBI. It should be a third of a lot smaller number, as you might imagine, from my perspective. He wants to put them out in the country to solve actual violent crimes.
Yes.
I mean, that would be a significant reform. And with all due respect to Kash, he's going to do the right thing, I suspect. He'll push hard. I don't think the FBI is salvageable. And I half-jokingly say this, Benny, is that Kash Patel should be the last FBI director. This agency can't survive in its current form. Otherwise, it will be used time and time again to assault our republic, just like the IRS has been used since its founding, essentially. Used by politicians as a tool to go after their opponents. We just got to take the tools away.
Mm-hmm. Well, the FBI is an executive order, so it's never really an act of Congress, right? So it's like,
yeah, that's a good question, but and of course you say that to the senators in the Republican Party. Oh, the FBI, we're all supposed to fall on the ground and start shaking when they talk about the legacy of the FBI. I know what the legacy of the FBI is. They tried to put Trump in jail on pretexts. They sent FBI agents to my home in retaliation for our speaking out against their corruption. They destroy anyone who opposes them internally. They're a threat to the rule of law. They do more to undermine the rule of law than to protect it.
So give me a score for Kash Patel yesterday. You were in the entire hearing. You were DMing me from the hearing. You're like, hey, they just shouted out your show. It was our great honor, actually. Our great honor. Do we have the clip?
I mean, I look for exciting moments,
It was our great honor to have our show shouted out.
Oh, like Benny Johnson got, and Senator Booker's wearing a mask. Isn't that ridiculous? I mean, Kash did great. I mean, he knew. I mean, he's faced much worse in terms of questioning, and this was a lightweight questioning, and I think the Democrats didn't go after Kash as much as they might otherwise have, because they know, as I say, he knows what they did. Mm-hmm. He knows what Schiff was doing. He wasn't. Schiff hates his guts. That was interesting. Schiff never left. He's sitting there the entire hearing, showing that he's the good new school student as the new senator, pretending to pay attention to everything. And of course, he does his histrionics. But he is the most mendacious member. As I tweeted out, he was the most mendacious and political operator there in the hearing room. And that says a lot. There are a dozen other senators and, a lot of other people in the room watching. Schiff is the worst. And if I were Thune, I'd say, what'd you get pardoned for? We're going to have an investigation. I can't trust you on committees. You're off. He should be a pariah in terms of ethical conduct in the Senate.
Here we go. Here's the tweet. You were this close to Adam Schiff, man. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
that's right.
Oh, man. Uh-oh. Hey. They got triggered by Kash Patel launching a watermelon from a...
Oh, that's right.
with Schiff's face on it. It's amazing.
Well, and then Klobuchar was yelling at him because he was selling supplements, and he said, "What?" She goes, "Well, did you conduct any clinical trials?" He goes, "Well, I'm not a doctor, so no."
We have Klobuchar here with the shout out for the show, and then I want one final question for you, Tom. Here we go.
Also said you would put the entire fake news mafia press corps on your list. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I don't have that in front of me.
Danny Johnson's podcast 8/21/23. You have said that the FBI, including today.
It is our great honor. It is our great honor to trigger your unhinged, psychotic cat lady meltdown. Reach for your box of wine and your comb to eat your salad with, and whatever other abuses you will visit upon your poor, sad staff. I pray for them.
They were asking him about his enemies list. I don't know what the enemies list he's talking about. It was probably a list of deep state actors. I can guarantee you it's too short.
Yeah. Well, okay. So 10 out, would you say 10 out of 10 for Kash Patel yesterday?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Durbin started off with the questioning, and I thought, oh, well, this is over already. They don't have anything.
Yeah. Because they was like, you're a racist and white supremacist.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing about being in the room, the TV helps focus on the drama, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in the room, you see it's all an act.
Yeah.
It's like most of the people are ignoring, Kash has to pay attention. Everyone else is thinking this is ridiculous. When is it going to end? And as I say, it's a way not to stop Kash Patel, but to try to smear him and prevent him and caution him against doing the right thing. So this is a tool for the left. This is why I think the confirmation hearing process should end as we know it. The conservatives don't use the confirmation process to do that because they probably think it would be unethical.
Yeah.
And it's only the right and conservatives who are victimized by it. And again, why is it we just allow these processes that don't have any basis in the Constitution? They're not necessary to the functioning of the republic. I mean, Matt Gaetz learned the hard way. You don't need a long confirmation process. He saw within 3 minutes he had no chance of winning, and it was over. Similarly, why can't we do that for people who are obviously going to win?
So final question for you, Tom, here. Will Kash Patel be confirmed based on all of the available evidence that you saw yesterday in your conversation with senators? What do you want his first act to be as FBI director?
I think he will be confirmed. I think all of his key cabinet officials will be confirmed. I think that the opposition was always overstated by the anti-Trump media and their allies. What Kash Patel should do is tell the president, this FBI was so corrupted, I don't even think that we can be trusted to internally check ourselves here. Recommend Pam Bondi as well. Ask the president to appoint special counsels from outside the agencies to do a shakedown, a rundown of what went on in the FBI. Refer, in the least, the findings for criminal proceedings as required. To the degree appropriate, initiate grand jury proceedings outside the power and control of the FBI. I'm not sure how that might work, but I love Kash Patel. I think he'll do what he can. But in the end, the FBI cannot be investigating the FBI.
Yeah.
I don't trust them.
Yep.
There are too many James Comeys there for Kash to even be able to do it.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. Do a criminal investigation on myself. We found nothing. Guess what? It's just us with the fire hose on the top of the AGR building in Butler, making sure that all the evidence gets sprayed off, cremating the body as quickly as possible. It's so evil, dude. It's so evil. I'm really looking forward to this era of transparency.
Yeah. Mike Davis might get a job yet.
The Viceroy. He just has to grow out that mustache, right? Get his fancy hat. That's right. You have been the OG, ladies and gentlemen. You got to follow him. If you don't follow Tom Fitton, I don't know what's wrong with you. 3 million people follow Tom
Oh,
Fitton.
I'm just literally a few thousand from 3 million. So everyone watching needs to start
do it
following,
right
get
now.
me over the
Bro, we're going to
3
do it right
million
now.
mark.
We're going to do it right now. The man who has Cash's back, the man who has been providing incredible oversight for us for decades in Washington, D.C., and may have his golden moment yet and get what he actually wants, which is the destruction of the deep state.
Hey,
the great Tom Fitton.
Hey, wait, Benny.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the new one.
Hey, man. That's right. Our golden boy.
God bless you.
That's
God bless. Right. Another gift from God, huh?
That's exactly right. On Inauguration Day, no less. So.
Oh, wow.
Our cup overfloweth.
Wait, so is his middle name Donald?
Wait, I actually told Don and Eric that if we had twins, I'll name them Don and Eric. No, it's not. It's not Donald. Named after his great grandfather.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, congratulations. I mean, that was the most important thing that happened in your year thus far, right?
That's a matter of fact.
That's right. Well, congratulations to you and your wife.
Thank you, Tom. We're both fighting to make sure that those kids can grow up in a functioning country, in a functioning Western civilization. So, thank you, Tom. Godspeed.